All right, yo, what up? What up? We got a few people in here. We about to talk about why should we not or why should we care about companies and their financial situations. We got them guys can go ahead and introduce themselves.
Yo, you already know who I am, BG. No Games HD. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, all that good stuff. You know.
Nigga, is you sleep? Speak up, nigga. What's going on? All right, next up.
Alright.
Hi. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Alright, this is me, Jack Moo, Sony Pony Commissioner. What's going on, everybody?
Stone,
Hey, what's up with
Sony.
that PYT? Pretty young thing.
Nah, pretty young thing. It's a long story, but move on, bro.
Oh man, all right, cool. Anytime, Shokio, anytime.
What? This is your video, nigga. You
Nigga, we
start.
introduce
Introduce
yourself.
yourself, nigga.
Yo,
Oh, I did. I said hi. I'm Shokio.
Oh man, nobody hear that, man. You got any more to
Well,
add to that? The White
hi
Knight.
everybody. My name is Shokio, your favorite Nintendo bag.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
The White Knight.
The
Yeah.
black, the Black Knight now.
All right. So, Shokio believes that you should care about your company financial issues. Like, for instance, if I go and buy a Colgate toothbrush, when I get home, I should check the stock on it and make sure that it's profitable, and I should care if it's not. So yeah, that's pretty much Shokio's stand on things. If you buy something, you better care about it. Shokio?
That is simply false, sir. And it's way too much generalization and not enough like specification. I'm talking about specifically. We are gamers, right? We have a passion for gaming. We spend
Yes.
thousands and thousands of dollars on this shit. So it's not a simple matter of you can't compare it to toothpaste. That don't make
Amen.
no sense.
Amen. Amen. Oh, all right. Yeah.
And I'm not saying you have to and actually say this in the video I'm uploading right now. It'll be up in 19 minutes. I say this in the video. I'm not saying you should scour the internet for this information. I'm simply saying it should not be ignored and you should care. And the reason why you should care is because you enjoy these products. You spend thousands of dollars on these products. So obviously you are a fan of these products. You enjoy these products. So if a company is not doing well, that is going to affect your product that you buy or bought.
Uh, okay. The gaming division is doing well over there at Sony. They did post profits even yesterday. They posted profits. Now, all of their other little divisions may not be doing well, but I feel like I shouldn't care until it actually starts affecting the PlayStation 4. Until there's reports saying that PS4 is in trouble due to Sony's financial issues.
It
I
already
think
has
before then I shouldn't care.
it already has affected it.
Where's the
And
effect?
while well, why do you think we have to pay to play online now?
Is that because of
Exactly.
Sony finances?
I don't think they got nothing.
Exactly. It's a way to slowly make money back. That's why you have to pay to play online now. And while they did post,
But they are a business. I
and
mean,
then
they are in this to make money.
okay.
So
I
I mean,
mean,
if they
it's
start,
Microsoft, but everybody blasts them for that. But I mean, that's not even the point. The point I'm making is that it's to prove it's an instance of how financials affect us directly. Because of Sony's financials, PlayStation Plus is now required, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Again, it's just an example of how financials can affect us. And even if while they are posting a profit, this year for the PlayStation division, they haven't been doing that for a long ass time. So, because it's a one time thing, that doesn't mean, see, everything's great and dandy. They could easily post loss next quarter or whatever or period of time. But anyway, even
let's
if it is the other branches that are making Sony do this, they still affect the PlayStation division. What happens to Sony as a whole will affect Sony as a whole. Period.
anybody want to interject on this?
I
Um,
mean,
Go ahead, Jack.
nah, it's just like I understand they losing money and whatnot, but you gotta think, man, it ain't. I don't think it's a bigger deal as people are making it. Like niggas wake up and just like they predicate like how they feel. Like I don't understand, bro. Niggas be checking stock market fluctuation and all this shit. Like, it don't matter. Like, certain niggas wake up like, oh, did you know the Wii U sold 30 cents? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, why does that matter about the games, bro?
Again, like, no, I'm not saying you have to go and check. Here's the thing. And of course, you know, if BG could attest to this, niggas on the internet always misunderstand your video, although you're speaking in plain English. The people, who were the people I addressed in that video? The drones.
Sony, I mean, the Stony fags, but why would you expect them to report any bad news?
But I mean, it is not necessarily just them because a lot of, in general, you know, all around people kind of do it as well. But it's mainly them. But the thing I was saying is that these people claim they don't care, right? But yet they'll talk about it when it applies to another company. See, that's the thing. I'm not saying, oh, look, people aren't reporting this because let's say none of the company's financials or sales or things of that nature were ever really reported or made a big deal out of. I wouldn't say shit about them because it's not happening to anybody. You know what I'm saying? But if something happens to Microsoft or something happens to Nintendo, you will hear about that shit 1,000 times over. You see what I'm saying? So I'm addressing people who have proven before that they do care about these things.
But this was I mean, the same thing happened last generation when the PS3 was getting destroyed every fucking day, all day. I didn't hear a lot of people complaining about that. That was cool. That was cool when the PS3 was getting destroyed in the news, and when PS3 news was above everybody else's bad news. You know, that was cool. Now it seems like it's a problem now because the tables have turned.
Yeah, the PS3 getting blasted was cool, but nobody.
That was okay. I didn't hear people complaining about that.
The PS3 getting blasted was cool, but nobody was saying like, "Oh my God, you know, so Sony's done. They're gonna die. They're gonna go bankrupt." And people were like, God, like this and that.
What? Where the hell was you at?
I was there.
Nigga.
All right, hold on. Let me chime in. All right, so Shokio's video, I got the point of it. I thought what I got from his video is he was just like putting out like the contradictions and people just being hypocrites on N4G, and people on there are known for that. It is infested by fanboys. Nobody's doubting that. That's what I thought the point of that video was, and yeah, I understand that. Now, as far as Sony's financials go, I understand. Like, I agree with him to the point where how Sony does it affects all divisions. Obviously, it affects all divisions to a point. But I just don't think it's as bad. And this is not what he's saying. I don't think Shokio was saying like it's just terrible. But he was just pointing out like the contradictions in it. But some people try to make it out like Sony is, going bankrupt tomorrow. And people been saying Sony gonna go bankrupt for like a decade now.
Yeah.
Like, and my thing is like, yo, that don't make sense. Like, they've been going bankrupt for a decade and it ain't happened yet. That don't make no sense. That's like saying somebody gonna die, to this year, and the next 10 years you keep saying they gonna die. Like, these motherfuckers ain't died yet. Like, obviously something with what people are saying isn't correct. It's not matching up. So I got what Shokio was saying. Like, it matters to a point how much money Sony makes, because obviously PlayStation is under Sony.
Yeah, I was saying it does affect you for those of you saying that it doesn't. And then for those of you saying you don't care, you do, because the second point was, well, rather the first one, the second point was it does affect you. But the first point is, if you're going to throw it at one company, throw it at the other. Simple as that.
I don't care.
But
I don't care. People
talk about sales and you report a stock drop and stuff like that.
When have you ever seen me report a stock drop?
You haven't.
No, I don't. People send me videos all the time about sales with Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. I don't report those. I don't do those videos.
I'm not saying you did a dedicated video about it, but you will talk about it.
When? When have you ever heard me talk about a company's bottom line?
In the video you did last month when you were talking about how Nintendo was posting a loss for the fiscal year and the Wii U was struggling?
No, I did not. That was not about their bottom line. I was talking about how they cut the forecast, and that was pretty much me making fun of them cutting the forecast. It wasn't about how much money they're making or losing.
So where's your video about Sony cutting forecasts? My
He
point
just
is
made
that.
one today.
My point is
Hold on,
that.
hold on. Sony did not cut forecast from fucking what 10 million to 2. That was like huge news right there.
Sony cut their forecast by like 76%.
With the
Hey,
PlayStation 4?
No, with
look,
Sony as a whole.
See, that's what I'm saying. Here we
They
go with the
said
Sony as a whole again. All I care about is the gaming division. What's going on with the gaming division?
as I've already
look.
established,
No,
the
I'm just
whole
saying, what exactly is going on with the gaming? How is Sony gaming division doing?
is fine for this year.
Okay, that's
Look,
all that matters right now. That's what I'm saying. All I care about is gaming, not about their blenders and microwaves.
And the gaming is going to be it is it
Until we
already
see
it is
nobody, listen, Jokio, what I'm trying to say is nobody's going to care until we actually see it being affected. You saying it's going to be affected. Until we see it, nobody's going to care about that. All we see is a Nintendo dude hating. That's
look.
what
um
that's what most
This,
people see.
I'm a Sony hater now.
no,
I mean,
look.
that's
This,
what most people see. You don't make videos for 8 weeks at a time, and the videos when you come back, it's about Sony. Coincidence?
So I don't blast Nintendo for 10 videos in a row, but the minute I talk about Sony, it's because I'm a Nintendo guy.
Shokio,
I just
you're a Nintendo guy, Shokio. Would you
bro.
stop trying to get away from that? You
No,
are a
He,
no, no.
Nintendo dude.
I said it's because I said the reasoning. You guys are saying I'm doing this because I'm a Nintendo guy. I'm not saying I'm not. Of course I am. I'm saying you guys are saying I only say what I say because I'm a Nintendo guy. But I blast Nintendo 1,000 times. And here's the thing: my quote unquote Sony videos are never actually even about Sony. They're about the fan base. That's another thing you people fail to realize. Half the
look.
time, not even half, 99% of the time, it's not even about Sony. It's about their fans.
Well,
It's
this one
about
is about the
fan
one we're
base.
talking about now is about Sony.
Go back to okay, the video yesterday was about Sony.
It's
I
about
didn't watch no
Sony.
video from
It's
yesterday.
about it was
So
about Sony losing a billion and nobody reporting it, and you getting mad because it's not getting the news is not getting approved on N4G, and IGN ain't reporting it correctly, and
and websites, not about Sony themselves.
He's saying it was about the N4G, more N4G not reporting
it was
about
bad
Sony.
Sony. It was bad Sony news. He was
Okay,
upset. He was upset
but
that they're
look,
not reporting bad Sony news.
It's not actually about Sony.
look, look.
I don't bash so I don't even bash Sony
But
on the channel. I
one
really
thing I look, one thing I can say about Nintendo niggas, bro. When something bad happened to Sony or Microsoft, y'all niggas be cutting jumping jacks and leaping for joy. But Nintendo could lose $1 billion and y'all niggas brag about the shit. That's the only thing I'm saying.
the only reason why, and you guys know I don't give a single fuck to defend these niggas because I've done countless videos tearing them a new one. But the only reason why Nintendo fans make it out to be such a big deal is the same reason why I do it. Because it's applied to Nintendo, but right when the script is flipped, for some reason the same shit people do to Nintendo doesn't apply to Sony.
But that can go both ways though.
That could
Like
definitely go both
when
ways.
Nintendo lose a ton of money, bro, Nintendo fans say, "Oh, nigga, money ain't a thing. We rich over here. We got 11 billion in the bank." Like, nigga, but y'all still losing money too. Like, what the fuck?
That shit definitely go both ways. It seems like you be trying to like just corner Sony fag boys, and all these other fag boys are like, they're okay. Sony is the worst. Those are the
Have
worst
you been
fag.
paying attention to my channel lately?
No, I haven't.
Well, that's your problem. Please go read the titles of like my last 10 videos, please.
Like,
So go ahead, DJ.
I mean, I get what Shokio's saying. I mean,
I mean, to a point, but what I'm saying, bottom line is this: people are not going to care about Sony losses until we see it affect the gaming division.
Ready?
I think it affects it. We just can't see it directly. Like, I don't think it's gonna
I
be out
mean,
in our face like that.
so that means it's not affecting it enough. If it's not big
Look,
enough, if it's not getting blown out of proportion,
PlayStation
look,
Now service, this PlayStation Now service,
look.
that's
what you
to
say?
make up for losses.
What you say?
I said it's to make up for losses. PlayStation
I,
Plus is to make up for
But that's
losses.
not.
look, I
But
got
that's not affecting us though.
look.
You see what I'm
I look.
saying? Like that ain't affecting the brand. That's something that we are looking forward to. Some of us, if it works right.
Look. I don't think it's affecting us as much as people making out. Cause look, games still gonna be 65 a wop like on the other platforms. They bringing out new headsets. Matter of fact, the new headsets cheaper than the old headsets. Like if they were doing so bad, like they would raise prices on shit. I think they made PlayStation Plus because they seen Microsoft getting rich off the shit. They were like, all right, we want some of that too. And Guy Cat cost 300 million, so of course they're gonna try to recoup their losses on that with the PlayStation Now. But I don't think we ain't seeing no effect
Nah,
off
nah,
of it.
nobody's saying they can raise the price of their games to $100. And here's another thing, right? While it may be the effect may be little now, once again, we already know we're only 4 months in to the PS4's life cycle. We still got what 6, 7 years to go. Not
Okay.
6, 7, like 8 years ago
All
to
right.
go. You think after all those years, we ain't going to see some pretty, at least moderately significant things caused by their overall struggles.
And when we see that, it'll be spoken upon. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying.
We already
That's what
see.
I'm.
that ain't
That's,
guaranteed to happen
that's
though.
what I'm trying to say. Choke. When we see this, I'm quite sure there will be an outrage.
I
Well,
don't know.
as I've
I think
already mentioned, it has already happened. Just
You
not.
got
It's
it.
not.
You're reading the palm and all that. You're
no.
reading
I
palms
think
and
it
all that.
happened. I think we saw it a lot more with the PlayStation 3 than we will with the PlayStation 4. Like,
Oh, back then.
because I always thought that like the shitty games that PlayStation made that ended up being complete garbage. I feel like this has got to have something to do with Sony just failing. Like I partly blamed it on the studios. Like they killed a lot of those studios off that were making them shitty games. But I feel like a lot of those studios didn't even have the budget to make the game properly, and I felt like that had to have something to do with Sony.
They didn't even get marketed either.
Yeah, like the advertising for the PS3 games sucked also because I felt like, Sony's, you know,
Sony
kind
made
of
a
pouring
whole
that
lot of
division.
Sony made a lot of mistakes last generation.
And
And they
like
fixing all of
like
them.
when I look at, for example, a Microsoft, a Xbox exclusive, that shit is a whole fucking party across the universe when an exclusive come out.
There's
A
only one
PlayStation,
of them. That's why, because there's only one of them.
yeah, that's part of it, but it's also because Microsoft promotes that shit like it's the second coming of Jesus. Sony exclusives come out, they act like okay, cool. It's like they don't even celebrate it. Microsoft throws a fucking party, literally, and
Like the,
they
the
let
Naughty
everybody
Dog games and the Kill Zones and that stuff
Yeah.
will get marketed, but smaller stuff, like Starhawk and stuff like that, like they're just like put out there to like
Yeah,
die
they said
basically.
yeah,
and I
they sent a
always
lot
thought
of
that
that
had to
shit.
do with their money. I don't know. It could. That's what I.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna care until we see it. And so Shokio, if you don't, if some bad news don't get posted on N4G, it's all right, bruh. It's okay, bruh. It ain't the end of the world, bruh. You can do the video and make sure people see it.
oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, these fanboys gonna be
I
fanboys.
am wrong. Nobody is saying I'm wrong, so that's that.
What you mean nobody is saying you wrong?
What?
Wrong about what? Here this nigga go. Oh, the sun is hot. I'm right. I'm right.
I
I'm
think
right.
every company gonna catch it, bro. And of course, you niggas got preferences, so naturally I'm gonna dislike some shit Microsoft and Nintendo do. It like niggas got preferences, so you know what I'm saying. Like it's up to you
Yeah.
to report the shit you don't
If
like.
if people should people care about the financial bottom line of a company? That's an opinion. That's your opinion, Shohei. You think people should care about it? I think they
I,
shouldn't.
I don't think that's an opinion.
That
I
is
think
what? That's a fact. I
I
should
think
care.
that's a fact. I
I
think that if you are a fan of a company, you
oh,
should
Nick,
care about the
Nick,
company.
I
hold
Is
on, hold
that
on.
wrong?
You think it's a fact that people should care about a company's bottom line if they are a fan of that company?
Yes.
That's no, never. That's an opinion because I think you shouldn't. I think you. I mean, if you don't want to, I don't think it's like a right or a wrong thing. Like, I mean, if you don't have stocks in the company, why should you care? And
Because
until it starts directly affecting gaming, and we see that, why should we care? I don't see that right now. All I know is right now games are coming out for the system, and I'm going to play them until that stops. I don't give a fuck.
Man, as far as the fanboys go, man, like listen, the fanboys are just gonna The only loyalty fanboys have is to the company. They don't even have like I made that video about, Order not having multiplayer and being 30 frames. I was wrong for that. But let that have been obviously a Microsoft exclusive, it would have been cheered on and everything. That's how fanboys gonna act, shouldn't expect nothing less.
Shokio and his goddamn facts. I tell you, boy.
Man, look, you should only care to a certain extent if you ask me. Like, if it's not fucking with you, like your enjoyment of your games, man, let that shit ride. But if they
niggas are
still,
saying they don't care at all. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, naturally,
Told me before, I don't give a fuck about this. I don't care if Sony dies. Like
you gonna have to care to a
Listen,
certain
if
extent.
Sony died and there was no more PlayStation 4, what you want me to do? Cry about it in my corner some
I'm
fucking
not,
weird?
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you would care.
I'm gonna move on.
I would care.
You would care, right?
I'm gonna move on.
But you would care.
Care in what sense? What sense do you mean care? No, because I'm trying to care like how? Is it gonna affect my everyday life?
Man, no more PlayStation, man. That was a great, line of systems that had a great time. It sucks that I'm not gonna see Sony games like that
Damn,
no more.
no more play. Okay, listen, hold on. First of all, if Sony dies, the companies will probably just go somewhere else. Somebody else will probably pick up the companies, right? So the games probably will still be there.
Probably.
Correct?
Then if they are,
Man, but
And there's only a couple of Sony exclusives I give a fuck about, and that's God of War and Uncharted.
and imagine if God of War went to EA.
oh my god.
I mean, what the this is what I'm saying.
Don't say no shit like that. Bro.
This is what I'll be trying to understand. When y'all be saying care, I'll be trying to if that happened, it'd be like, damn.
He just means it matters to you. He don't mean you gonna cry about it. He just means it matters.
I mean, niggas would be like, damn, Sony had some good years. It's no more. Damn, that's crazy. Up, moving on. Like, same thing with what happened with Sega. When that shit died, as far as a console hardware company, it was like, all right.
That shit sucked though. I mean, I would care. I ain't gonna lie. Like that shit.
You a Sony pony. You a
That's
Sony
what I'm saying. So
corporate slave.
I ain't a corporate slave. I just
Hold up. Jack Move is not a. Let me correct this right now on this goddamn podcast, okay? Jack Move is not a Sony pony because he does not buy Sony games, people.
Sir.
Oh shit, he just downloaded.
Sir, let me object to call you a.
Look, Hardy, I made a list of like 27 Sony-owned franchises from last generation. Jack Move owned 7 of them.
Sir, I'm gonna do you a favor and ask you to shut the fuck up forever. Like I said, bro, listen, make that video you say you gonna make, and I'm gonna expose the hell out of you. Let's get back on topic.
I mean, if Sony died, I'm not emotionally attached to the Sony Corporation. I'm just saying, like,
it's about wanting the product you enjoy and the way it is now.
Yeah. I mean, PC would just be my sole platform if Sony went down. That's, I don't really, it's not really a lot of thought that I'm giving to this shit. Like, I just don't really get caught up with that. That's all I'm saying. Hey, right now they're making games that I want to play. That's it. That's all I'm worried about right now. That's it. At the end of the day, until it start affecting anything that I'm trying to do with the Sony platform, then we can talk. Until then, I don't think anybody should really be caring about their bottom line. And I feel like the only people that do care is the corporate slaves, because it gives them ammunition to throw at Sony when it comes from Nintendo and Xbox and Microsoft dudes. And the same thing when Nintendo reports a loss. Sony fags that jump on that. It's all a console war thing. These motherfuckers really don't give a fuck about the bottom line. It's a console war thing. And that's why I can't really care about it, because I don't get caught up in console wars. I don't care. I sit back and laugh. I fucking instigate them and laugh. That's it. So that's all I got to say on the goddamn subject. Anybody else want to chime in? I see we got Blackbine down in the chat. Do he want to come in here and say something?
All I know is everybody catch it.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah.
BG, you got anything to say? BG. The fuck?
You could have passed out again, bro.
Oh yeah, he playing
like
Dead Rise and passed out.
Every company had a time where they fucking up, bro. Everybody catches it, bro. It is what it is. Shit.
Shokio, you got anything to say?
Nope, I said my fish.
All right, that's it. We out of here, y'all. Check out
No,
all these.
I just came in. We ain't out
Nah,
yet.
we're done. We're done. We're
We're
done with
done.
this
We're
video.
done.
We can
We gotta
still
get a
talk, but
haircut.
we're done with this video.
Oh,
Yeah. So BG,
you
That
say
nigga
that
dead.
done.
this idiot.
Lisa snatched him up.
Ain't he the one recording the shit?
Yeah, I should have recorded that shit my damn self.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
hard.
just edit it. I'll edit out the rest of the part. What's up, Blind? Go ahead, speak your mind.
I'm just left work on my way to get a haircut, and I seen the Skype chat, so I was like, whatever, I'll join them while I'm driving.
What you and Shokio going back and forth about?
He
Boss
made a
pretty much
20-minute
saying
video
he
damage
was
controlling about why isn't anyone reporting the Sony losing $1 billion to 5,000 jobs. Every major business site reported that shit within like the first minute, yo. But these people seem to forget that gaming sites aren't exactly business corporate sites. The only reason why people report on Nintendo all the time is Nintendo's only business is gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
I mean, that shit really did
So,
have nothing to do with games.
Is
exactly.
Sony a gaming company?
So,
But they
so
gaming
everything
division making
else.
money though.
Sony own a line of gaming products.
So you mean to tell me they made a job? They cut all those jobs, sold their Vio business and everything, and you expect IGN to report that news?
IGN actually did report the cutting of jobs part that isn't coming from their gaming division. So your whole thing about these websites don't report things that
I'm
aren't
just saying, not all of them. Not all of them are going to report
is,
it.
sir.
IGN is also more than gaming. Remember,
But they're not about fucking business. They're not a business site.
IGN does tons of things, man.
They're
GameSpot
doing
GameSpot is not going to report it. So I'm saying before you complain about something, know exactly what you're talking about, dog. When
I
anything
mean,
Nintendo
no, I'm talking
happens,
about.
when anything Nintendo happens, Nintendo is gaming.
Name
Business,
one thing I
I
said in
mean,
that video that was incorrect.
nothing was incorrect. I just said
Oh,
I'd
oh,
laugh at you.
okay. In the conversation, there you go.
That's all
I
you
just
get.
laugh
See,
at
that's
you
the
every
thing
time.
with Shokio. Did I say anything incorrect? That's not the
No,
point.
that's not the point. Exactly.
That's
If
not the
somebody's not
point.
incorrect, then what the fuck is the point of talking to him? If I
I
say
mean, whatever you said wasn't
or
correct.
what is the
I mean,
gripe?
just because what you said is correct doesn't make it relevant. I could say 2 plus 2 is 4, but if we're talking about Apple Jacks, what the hell does that have to do with anything?
As I just explained to Hardy for 30
Right?
minutes, the
I mean,
entirety
damn.
of Sony affects the
We're talking about
entirety of
gaming.
Sony
I was
struggles
telling,
as a whole affects their gaming
I was,
division.
I was
It
telling
affects the
Shokio.
Dog,
decision.
and gas prices affect Nintendo's gaming division, but nobody talks about those.
mm.
Come on, dog.
I
You're
mean, you
talking
just
to a
can't.
you're talking to a business major. Go back to journalism wherever you're
I
from.
mean, you can't expect
What
every
are you
blue button
doing?
website to report the shit though.
I mean, gas prices go up. That affects the cost of plastics and everything. So I'm hoping IGN and GameSpot they report about that too. Because that plastic is affecting me not having
Why,
manuals in my hand.
Shokio? Why are you going around websites checking? Why was you on N4G anyway, checking to see if
Exactly.
shit getting
I'm
approved or not?
I'm always on N4G.
But
I'm
you
always
on there
looking.
checking to see if certain articles got approved or
No,
not?
Yeah, looking for damage
no,
control
I go
news.
to N4G. I'll look at pending articles to see, look at news that hasn't been approved yet. I see it, look at it. Like what you make it seem like I go to these sites for the purpose of finding books. Like no, I use
I mean,
N4G.
that's what it seemed like. Like, who
And
does
yo,
that though?
PG's got the thirsty news. This nigga's got the damage control news.
I use N4G as a news source. Like
I
that's
don't
like a
understand
hub
who.
of
But,
news.
but I'm just saying, for me personally, I wouldn't have never even noticed that. Like, how did you even notice that?
Because he looks for
Because I
people
was
plagiarizing his work too. He's
yeah,
got to be on all
I know you ain't
sides.
noticed it because it didn't get approved.
No, I look at the unapproved too first. I mean, not first, but I look at that area too
You
to
looked at
see
the
what hasn't got approved yet. But I'm not looking
They
for
don't.
approval. I'm just looking at what's the stories that's coming or whatever
They
like
don't.
that. If I'm looking to make a
no, no,
video,
I wasn't looking at the approval rate because the article got approved. It was getting approved. I was talking about all the niggas over there. There's like 15 niggas reported the article.
all right.
Trying to
So what
fix it
upsets
now.
you? This is what I should ask you. What upsets you about this
Because
news
it's
not
not
being reported?
fair.
Why did that
It's not
upset you?
fair.
Are you guys BG subscribers?
It's not fair.
I know.
Well,
Why did it
It's not
upset you,
fair.
Are y'all
Shokio?
Broken Games HD subscribers?
Are
huh?
we broken game
Well,
HD? What
it
the?
don't matter
Yeah,
because
Nigga,
tonight's been.
answer the question. Why were you upset with this?
Explicitly the point in my video, and you guys still miss it.
Nigga, I didn't watch
We're
that 20
asking you
minute
why
video.
you're
I watched the
upset. We're
first
not
couple
asking
of
about the
minutes.
points of your video.
Oh
And
shit.
no, I'm not sitting through a 20-minute damage control video. I'm sorry.
I want to know when you saw that,
So
what
you're going to talk
upset
about a
you?
video that you didn't even finish.
I mean, I watched some of it, but let's be serious. At least Trey can condense his damage control into minutes.
What was I
Shok-
doing?
Shokio, what upset you about that?
As I said in the video, Nintendo going bankrupt, Sony to buy them, whatever. Everybody is worried about everybody else's financials, and everybody's always, cherry picking other people's financials and everything. But when it comes to Sony, not discussed, not talked about. Even when
Well,
they,
how
what?
come you didn't make a video about Sony's PS4 has been turning a profit? Where's that video? Oh wait.
Because I have a Nintendo themed channel.
I think.
Hold on. You got a Nintendo themed channel, but you still reported some
But you
Sony
worried
news.
about Sony.
I think
Exactly.
niggas just need to stop
Exactly.
playing
The
games.
video, are you guys retarded? Yes, you are retarded.
Fucking exposed.
The point of the video was not to report, you dumbasses. You
Yeah,
still I need
Nigga,
BG.
the
no,
video was to
he
talk.
getting mad
Don't
like
know.
BG.
Hold on. The video was to talk about Sony fans, but you have a Nintendo themed
That's a
channel.
Nintendo themed channel.
It wasn't to report.
It
So
was
if you're a
about
Nintendo
Sony
channel, what
fans.
Sony does shouldn't even matter, nor what Sony drones do.
I don't
Why
read,
is your Nintendo channel talking about what Sony fags are doing?
The anger, the hate.
so I can't deviate every now and
You
then.
just said you got to know. You ain't deviating when it's about the profit.
Channel.
He
It's
just brought,
my
he
channel.
just brought up he just brought up the profit. You ain't report
Let me ask
that.
you guys,
Report the
let me ask
Sony
you guys,
PS4 profits.
let me ask you guys a question.
No. Answer the question. Don't answer
Nah,
the
nigga. Don't try to switch out of
Let me ask
this.
you a question. Is
question. Oh, damn.
channel a news channel?
Time out.
My channel a news channel.
Hold on. Before you say that,
News
hold on.
channel.
Hold
Is
on. Time out. Hold on, Shoke. Before you say that,
my
he
channel
said, hold on. Before you said that,
a news
Bond
That
said,
shit, yo.
all right, hold on. Go ahead, Shokio. Can we all talk or are we going to talk one at a time?
I'm asking a question.
Okay, before you say that, let me just throw this in there real quick. I will
Answer the
answer your
question
question.
you asked one.
Bond said, why didn't you report the profit news? And you said, because I have a Nintendo themed channel. But you reported about Sony fags. Why?
Okay.
Because he got mad.
Because I also have my channel is Nintendo and argumentative.
Oh,
Wow.
Double
oh, this is all
standards.
being recorded too. But this
Am,
is
am,
still on
am,
record.
am I wrong?
That nigga said
Still on
argumentative.
record.
Am I wrong?
All right, here's
No.
my
Is my
question.
channel, is
But
my,
they
Why are
saying
you
you report
mad?
one and not the other.
my
Bro.
channel not based off of Nintendo and arguments?
Then why are you mad though at this? It's just
Shokio, you know
games.
you
Like, why are
just
you
you know you
mad?
expose yourself,
But
right?
but but look,
No,
show you
Show
can't
you
you
expose yourself.
show
I
you can't give you
sense that I'm walking around in real
no. But look, no,
Hey,
show
sir,
you
bag.
can't give
No.
Shoke,
you
calm down, Shoke. It ain't that serious.
you
Calm
can't
down for
get
you
mad for
pass
people
out,
not
nigga.
reporting it if you report that and don't report the other shit though.
Actually, in that same video, I do mention the fact that the PlayStation division did turn a profit.
But regardless of what you do or don't do, there's no reason to get mad, man. It's just a game. That's my overall point. That's why I'm laughing my ass off on the phone right now in the car.
If I'm mad, then Heartache's always mad because me and him do the same
I
kinds
mean,
of things.
if you're like me and you're
Am I
PC
wrong?
gaming,
Is that not true, Jack Move?
if you're PC gaming, then
Yeah, y'all do similar videos.
buddy.
If I'm
No,
mad,
I don't have a theme
you're
channel.
mad at Nintendo fags. Why are you mad, Black Bond? Stop doing videos on Nintendo fanboys.
I didn't realize having fun at you clowns getting mad over the Super Bowl is being mad, but okay.
Yeah, that was explicitly
Pokemon's not a kid's game. It's for real men.
Wow.
I'm a mature gamer.
If I'm mad, then Heartache's always mad. You're always mad.
How am I?
How are we mad, Doug?
Because
How-
we all do the same kinds of things.
I don't do what you do.
No, don't
I
want me
don't-
on
I don't-
you, Doug.
Hold on,
I
show.
don't-
I don't partake.
No.
I don't partake in corporate slave activity.
And I don't have no gaming websites, Gaming Bolt, Nintendrone.com, whatever the hell you're running over there.
Wow.
Yes or no? Don't all three of us do videos going in on Fact Boys?
Yeah, but we don't get mad like you. I'm not getting mad that people aren't reporting the news.
That's
You got
My
mad
channel,
because
my channel is, I do a lot of different shit on my channel. You already know this.
let me see if Bond understands. Bond, tell me what my point of that video was. Tell me.
I
He
gotta
said he
watch
didn't
the whole
watch it. He
thing.
said he didn't watch the whole thing.
So
Like I said, I ain't watching
knows
videos
it.
of damage control. You crying about people not reporting the news?
See,
That's what I don't get.
you
You
know,
know, how do people that are biased and have one-sided news sites complain about what other people?
on the point.
Hold on. What's up? One at a time,
Let me
please.
finish my point because I'm about to head out. You report on Nintendo news on one side of things, and yet you complain about people not reporting on all sides of
I
things.
don't even
Before you complain about
Nintendo thing.
before you listen, before you complain about somebody not reporting on all sides of things,
I don't do news.
then you know what, Shokyo? Don't complain about
This shit
anybody else
funny.
not doing it. Until you're willing to do it, don't complain about somebody else not doing it.
New shoes on the Range Rover, good with mine. Motherfuckers act like I